Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Nashville Predators Throwback 2000 franchise mode here in NHL 24. And yes, I am back from vacation. I'm literally a day after I got back off the plane pretty late at night, so I might be a little jet lagged and sounding a little bit weird in this episode. But anyways, if you didn't catch last episode, if I remember right, we had just barely missed the playoffs, which was unfortunate. However, we are still building up this team to being successful down the road. I'm not too sure on exactly if I'm right. I think we just barely missed, right? I gotta double check on all that because I honestly don't remember what happened because it's been like 3 weeks since I've recorded a video. And yes, that was the case because we literally just barely lost because of the fact that we had less. Actually, we had more ROW, but I believe, yeah, it was the regulation wins that made a difference because they had 32 to our 30. So unfortunately, we just missed out on the playoffs, but that's all right because, like I said, we do have a bright future ahead because of Jason Spezza, Steven Morita, Scott Hartnell, those type of guys. Like, his team's still looking pretty good down the road. There's also, obviously, we're going to be probably letting go of guys like Rob Blake this offseason and basically giving younger guys an opportunity in a top six. We also have guys like Corzini, who's had a great rookie season. He's going to get to go into his second season. Also, guys like Shea Weber should be jumping up. So it's going to be an exciting season next year. Regardless, we don't have probably a lot of time left of this series because I honestly didn't realize NHL 25 news was going to come out while I was basically on vacation. So we probably won't be able to run this thing all the way until the end of 25 years, unfortunately, just because there's a 7-day early access with NHL 25, which is kind of insane. So likely the series will run probably until like a week or so before NHL 25 drops. So we really don't have that much time. Like, it's already almost a month until NHL 25 will arrive on early access and all that stuff. So there is that. And anyways, let's get into your guys' comments now and see what you guys have to say about last episode. And then we could actually get into this offseason, which honestly, I don't remember what this draft class looked like. And I honestly don't remember who I have to re-sign in this offseason either. So the first comment is from Jared the Rabbit, who says, a new episode on Sunday. Interesting. So I guess I must have accidentally uploaded this on Sunday, which I meant to upload it. I guess I must have meant to upload it on Monday still because I was doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. But I guess for some reason I must have accidentally put it on a Sunday. I'm going to double check and make sure that is correct. Unless Jared's just trying to play with me or something like that. But I don't. He is. Let me see. When did I upload that video? August 19th. Let's see. What day was August 19th? That was a Monday. That was a Monday. So I guess I was right then. I don't know why Jared said a Sunday. Maybe it's because of the time difference. I don't know exactly. But I think I did actually upload it on a Monday. The next comment is from Pens Gaming, who says, bro uploaded a weird time of day and has been missing for the past 2 days. Sheesh, lol. And, well, basically when I was at my grandma's, my power went out. My Wi-Fi was out for like 3 days for a period. So I honestly didn't have any connection to the internet. So I honestly had no idea what was going on in the interwebs. And yeah, that was kind of, I guess, maybe a weird time of day. I don't know what time I uploaded it at. Does it say what time it went live too? Doesn't look like it. Because I should have probably scheduled it for like the normal time and all that stuff. But maybe it was different. I honestly don't know. But at least you guys tuned into it, which is good. And the last and final comment is from Sarah Otaku, says, definitely some positive takeaways from the season. It's time for the youth to shine, so Van Allen should replace Sullivan with your defensive prospects, making it their way to the big club next season. And I totally agree that Van Allen should take over Sullivan's spot pretty much in the top six because Van Allen is ready to get into a big-time role with this team. And Steve Sullivan, I believe, is a pending free agent, or he's getting close to it. He is a pending free agent. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, he'll likely be gone. We'll probably hold on to Nagy, maybe still for a few more years because he's only 27. And then we have a bunch of other, like, kind of pieces that are a little bit older that we'll probably let go of a bunch of them. And we could kind of make a clean slate with the bottom six of a roster, our defensive core, that type of thing. So that way you guys can give me some suggestions for the next episode and all that. But obviously we want to do a nice little youth movement. Hopefully we could get this team a cup before NHL 25 arrives because, like I said, I didn't expect it to actually be announced that it was going to be that early of access to the game. So I know that I'll be getting access to it quite earlier, like right around that time, I guess. So honestly, NHL 24 is almost dead pretty much, which kind of sucks at the same time, but it's been a good little run with this game and also with this series so far, even though we're only a few years into it technically. But anyways, there is that. Let's get into this draft. I do not remember what this draft class is looking like. Let me actually take a look at our draft board to kind of familiarize myself a bit, because don't remember too much. So we have the 11th overall pick this year. We have 3 4th-rounders. I don't think we really need 3 4th-rounders, so I might end up trading 2 of these fourths, try and get maybe a future 3rd-round pick or something like that. But obviously we'll use our 1st and 2nd for sure to try and get ourselves some good prospects. I don't remember if there's any low elites in this draft that we could steal with other picks, but let's take a look at this draft class again, just to kind of familiarize everybody, because obviously we're now back to 2 episodes a week at this point, which is going to be interesting to get back into the groove of recording for me, because like I said, I'm a little bit jet lagged. I have to record now every single day again, and I also have my hockey to play on Wednesday, so it's going to be weird to get back into routine of things. So we have the 11th overall selection, which means, who is it that I pinned? I guess I pinned Slager because he's medium elite, but he's 3 years out. There's also Stevenson, who looks actually pretty good in 2 years out as a defenseman. I don't really need more defensive prospects, to be honest, but he could be interesting. Slager's probably the most intriguing because he's a guaranteed medium elite 2-way forward, so we could try and move up a couple spots potentially. There's also Bates. Adam Bates looks pretty good too, but he's another defenseman, which is not really what we're trying to get more of, because there's already so much prospects on the defensive side of things. I don't really want to make a logjam, at least at the moment. Did we pin anybody else? Not really. There is Ludeman, who's a low elite for sure. We'll draft him, even though he's a defenseman at some stage, but I think I'm going to maybe try and move up to get Carl Slager. I think that would be a decent option for our team. So I'll try and move up to get him. I don't know if it's going to be easy because it's only a couple spots, but let's try and do that because might as well. So let's hop into the draft and see what we do. I don't even remember what draft this is technically supposed to be. Maybe I should take a look at that before we actually get into it. Let's see. What was last year's draft? Last year's draft was technically the... I think it's my 04-05 season start, team heating up, defensive upgrade season sim. Round 1, so that's 04-05. This was the 05 draft. We might be going into the 06 draft. Yeah, I think we're going into the 06 draft, if I remember right. So that might be what we're at the stage. Honestly, don't even remember, but that's okay. Let's see. So does any team want to trade their pick? The Islanders do at 10, but that's probably not enough to get Slager. We might have to trade to like 9 or 8 to get him if we really wanted to upgrade our pick. Because if we don't move up, we'd probably take Stevenson, even though he's a defenseman. So Slager's supposed to go 9. So what could we do with Chicago? Could we swing a deal with them? Because they're only moving back a couple spots. We should be able to do the 11th overall selection. And we should be able to give them maybe something that we don't really need too much of. I don't know if I think Versteeg's going to pan out, but I think he's too much value, obviously, to give up in a deal like this. Who is matching the block that I would be willing to part with? Winnick's getting close to that territory, but he's got a lot of value. Trying to think. I don't really want to give up too much good players. I could give the rights to like Rob Blake or rights to Tyler Arneson. Then he gets to actually play with Chicago again, potentially. But he doesn't have like any value. So I don't even think some of these players would actually help the value a lot. Like I could do is like Svatos or something like that. Maybe give Steve Sullivan signing rights to Chicago. Wasn't he in Chicago at the start of the series though? I think he was. Yeah, he was. I mean, I could give him the signing rights if they really want to. Can I, like, safety net this with, like, a pick for next year or something like that? Like, I know he's a pending UFA, so he might not even sign with them. But if I took, like, a future 7th round pick or something like that, would this work? So it would be 11th overall in Sullivan for 9th overall and a 7th round pick. Okay, what if I took away the 7th? Instant isn't sufficient at all. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to move up. I could try and throw in like 4th round picks, because we do have multiple of those. What if I threw in both these 4th round picks? 97. Oh man, we're going to get interrupted here shortly. Let's actually do our own as well. Actually, let's just do 97 for a second. Too far off. We're going to probably get interrupted here shortly. Let's do 2 4th-round picks. Isn't sufficient at all. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to move up, to be honest, to get this guy. We might just have to take the defenseman and then wait till next year's draft and all that stuff. I don't think it's a bad problem to take another defenseman, really, but I don't think we're going to be able to move up. So, Zherdev goes first overall to the LA Kings. 79 overall offensive defenseman. Has send it and stick him up. Looks pretty good. Man, this almost even feels like a different game for some reason, just because I haven't played video games in 3 weeks. It's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, we're going to sim up to our pick at some point here soon. But Buffalo takes Ragnarsson 2nd overall. He's the first forward to go off the board. Right wing, two-way forward. Does he have anything? No, he does not. But should be a solid forward nonetheless. Torsten Ragnarsson. The Rangers at number 3 are going to take Brust. Mr. Kelly Brust, who does have All Alone, right? Yeah, All Alone. I did remember that, right? Man, this feels like I have to relearn this game. It's really, really weird, because I've only taken like 2 trips like that since I've started doing YouTube, so I honestly don't know what it feels like to have that much time off almost. Dallas at 4 is going to take Langenbrunner, who's a grinder. Junior Langenbrunner. Maybe his name's actually Jamie, but they just call him Junior. But that's kind of cool that a Langenbrunner going to the Dallas Stars. And Carolina at number 5 will take Archer. Tim Archer. All right, DFD. So there is your top 5 of the 06 draft, if I'm not mistaken. Could be the 07 draft, but I don't think so. Let's simulate to our next pick here at number 11. And Slager went 1 spot before us. So if we would have traded with the Islanders, we could have got him. I thought he was going to go there. And Stevenson also went off the board already. So I honestly don't know what we're going to go with our selection. But there's Stevenson, who ends up in Chicago. And this is what we could have got if I tried to move up only 1 spot. I thought he was going to go at number 9 or 8, but not number 10. So the Islanders getting a nice little steal there. The question is, do we have a steal of our own at number 11? Probably not, because my brain is going to be like, how do I even do this again? This guy actually looks pretty good. Tuomas Hakkarainen, he is 17 years old, has good hands, good one-on-one skill, good goal scoring. And he's NHL ready. Since he's NHL ready, I think I got to take him. He could also play left side, right side. He's very similar to Morita in terms of the build. Like, he can play either wing. He's also got he's very small, so he's very similar to Morita, and he's also a sniper like Morita. So this guy could be a really good, solid second line scoring option. And like I said, I could play him on the left side or the right side. And he's also young too, and he's already NHL ready, which is kind of insane. So I think we're going to go with him. I could go with Bates, but there's a chance that he's not even medium elite. He would be interesting, but obviously we have a lot of defensemen, so let's go with the forward. In Tuomas Hakkarainen and see how good he is from Skellefteå. 76 overall, that's not bad. He only has top 6 potential, but to be 76 overall at 17 is really, really solid. So there's a nice little pick. He has very good shooting as well for a top 6 forward too. So he should develop into being a good goal scorer once his offensive awareness goes up. So that's a very nice selection. And probably he's going to be playing in the AHL as early as next season, which is awesome. Should do really well down there with all the other talent that we do still have down there, I think, if I remember right. All right, pick at 39. And then I don't think, did we have a 3rd rounder? We might have a 3rd rounder still. And then I might honestly trade away some of my picks because maybe don't need them. So we do have the lowly 2-way defenseman that I was looking at before. There's also Leon Jar, who's a top 6, but listed as a gem. Don't really think that's going to be that much better. Tyson Dumba. I think I might just have to go with the low elite. Hey, there's another Jay Spezza. That's a center. Jalen Spezza. That's kind of funny, but he's not very good. It would have been interesting if he was, because then I could add Jason Spezza and Jalen. So I think we're probably going to go for the defenseman that's a low elite here, just to give us more depth. I don't know if he's eventually going to make our NHL team or what, but hopefully he's decent. So Bryant Ludeman from Liga. I know Jared's not going to like that name because that's an English name, and he's playing in Finland, and he's from Denmark. He's going to be like, Bryant Ludeman? No, something like, I don't know, something Torgerson or something like that. I don't even honestly know, but let's thank Ludeman here. At 61 overall, 2-way defenseman, that's pretty good. That's pretty good as well. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, he should develop into being something decent. I don't know if I will play him in the AHL right away next year. I might wait till he's like a 70 or a 68 or something like that. So we'll wait a little bit before he plays in the AHL a little bit too, just to play it safe, that he doesn't get stunted. We do have our 4th round selections now. I honestly might trade them away unless there's something that kind of intrigues me here. Ray Shields, Don't think any of these guys are that intriguing. There is a goalie, Sergei Punovs, who actually looks decent, but I don't think he's going to have high potential. I might just take him for the memes, to be honest. And then there's Oscar Moeller, not the real Oscar Moeller, generated Oscar Moeller. There's another goalie in Maurice Grue, who also looks pretty similar. Maybe I won't take one of the goalies. I don't know if I should take a goalie or not. You know what, let's just take another goalie and then we'll probably simulate the rest. Actually, we're not even at our selection, are we? Oh no, it was just glitched out for some reason. It was just glitched out, of course. Let's go here, take Sergei Punovs, and then we'll probably trade away some of our other picks. High backup. That's not really that bad, to be honest. Because even if he comes an average backup, gives us somebody to play behind Sedin in the future if we do not run that other medium elite that we have. Let's go offer trade and trade away some of our picks here, because I don't think I'm going to need them. So if I trade away their 2 4th rounders, yeah, I could honestly trade away probably almost all of our picks here if I really want to. I'm going to trade away at least the 4th round picks because I'm not going to need them. Let's give them to Boston, and we will take back a future 3rd for next year, I guess, from the Vancouver Canucks, sure, because that should be a higher value. Perfect. There we go. So we got rid of 2 4th rounders to get a future 3rd. We do still have our other picks in this draft, but I'm not too sure if I'll use them or not. Is there anybody worth taking in these later rounds even anyways? Like, is there anybody that could be a low elite? This guy might be. Oscar Moeller actually could be a low elite, but it is okay if we miss out on him. Yeah, there's not really anything that looks really that good. I honestly could trade away the rest of our selections, so I think I might do that just because I don't feel like recording all day today. I feel like I just want to get my voice back into the swing of things, because who knows how good my voice will hold up this entire episode. So a 5th, 6th, and a 7th, let's trade those to, sure, Anaheim. I honestly don't care. These aren't going to be good players anyways. And we will take a future, I guess we could take a maybe, can we get a future 3rd for all that? We probably can. That's kind of insane. And it will work. I feel like we're kind of like stripping teams of good picks, but oh well, there we go. We got rid of our garbage for a 3rd rounder. And now we have no more picks left in this draft, so let's simulate to the end of it. And now we'll take a look at the actual 06 draft. I'll open that up so I could see who we technically drafted in our real-life counterparts, just because that's what we did last year. And I wanted to see that again. So 2006 NHL draft. Let me see. Let's go to Hockey Reference, my favorite website. Okay, so at 11th overall, Hacker Ryan is technically Jonathan Bernier. So obviously he's not a goalie, but still that's what Jonathan Bernier went in 2006. Bryant Ludman, the defenseman, the low elite. At 39 was Andreas Nodal, which some of you guys might remember from the Philadelphia Flyers, Carolina Hurricanes. And then Punovs, the goaltender, we drafted is technically some guy named John Armstrong who never played a single game, drafted by the Calgary Flames. He used to play in the OHL for the Plymouth Whalers, which is now the Flint Firebirds. So that's interesting. And obviously these drafts don't matter as much, but there's a look at what the first round was like in 06 if you want to make comparisons to real life and say, hey, 2006, this player went 1st overall. That's who Zherdev technically is. Go ahead and do so, because technically the first pick in the 06 draft was Eric Johnson. So Zherdev might be the next Eric Johnson, but then again, Zherdev's an OFD, so it doesn't make much sense. But there you go. That is the draft. Now we got the resign stage, which means I actually have to start thinking a little bit more on what we want to let go of and all that type of thing. I will resign the AHL head coach, because might as well, because that doesn't matter too much. Drake Holt, welcome back, hopefully. And we do have a bunch of scouts to resign. Of course we do. Of course we do. So we'll do that quickly. Get those guys all signed up. And then we will get to re-signing our players that we want to. Like I said, I'm probably going to let go of like older guys like Rob Blake and all that, because at this point we're going to have younger guys that replace them. We could reconfigure the rest of our team in free agency as well. So that's probably the plan, is to let go of mostly every UFA, and then we could kind of see what we actually need still for next season, because I honestly don't really know too much of what we need for next season, because I know we do have a lot of good defensive prospects, but how much of them are actually going to be ready, that type of thing. All right. Oh, yeah, we do have to give Sedin an extension here, which is interesting, too. Forgot about that. So if we go to unsigned, we are definitely going to sign Hacker Ryan, and he's going to be killing it in the AHL this year with that shooting, hopefully. The rest of these guys not going to get their ELCs yet. Don't want to rush them too much. RFAs. I could just qualify all of our RFAs, to be honest. So I think that's what I'm going to just do for the time being. Just because, since we don't have a salary cap, it doesn't really matter too much if they start asking for a ton of money at some point. But I'm just going to qualify them every single year. So that's what we are going to do. And even Robinson's going to get a qualifying offer just because he's more of a leader down there, if I remember right. Sedin's going to actually get an actual contract, I think. He only wants 1 year at $4 million. 8 years, not really too bad. To be honest, I know he's a bit of a mixed bag with how he's been performing, but obviously locking up an elite goalie seems like a thing that we want to do in the series. And besides, the series doesn't have much life left in it. Like I said, a couple more weeks. Like, we probably have like 5-6 weeks left of content on this series, so we probably have like another 10 to 12 episodes left of the series. So we might as well just lock Sedin up for the rest of it, considering he's probably one of the better goalies we're going to get in this series. So if I do the 85% trick, I don't know if that's going to work this offseason, but I might be able to get him for like 7.3, 7.4. I might honestly offer him 7.5. I think he's worth that, because it's not really overpayment by that much. So 7.5 for 8 years. We'll see if Sedin wants that contract. Like I said, I know he's been a mixed bag, but still I want to lock him up. And then all these UFAs almost are probably going to be gone, except for like Nagy, to be honest. Just because that way we could fill up our roster with other players afterwards. So first and foremost, let's let go of this Martinek guy. He's not going to make it. Brody does need a contract, considering he has potential. He's not really that great yet. Bowles also got potential, so he'll sign him up. I am going to let go of Jared Smithson just to free up some roster spots. Same with Adam Hall. I could bring them back, but not right now. Andrew Hutchinson. He's not really that bad as like a depth option, and he wants a two-way deal, so we'll just give him it. I will let go of Ramsey Abid, Mike Motto, Radoslav Sushi. I'm probably going to let go of all these UFAs. To be honest, I think that's probably a good play. We could sign these guys back up if we really need to, but we want to have the youth movement going forward, and also we might bring some of these guys back, like I said. So we got to let go of Sully, and we will re-sign Nagy. I'm not going to re-sign Graham. Dan Ellis is a fringe NHL goalie, but we do need to make room for Versteeg, so I'm going to let go of Dan Ellis, and I'm going to sign Versteeg to his ELC. So that's what we'll do. We are also going to say goodbye to Steve Sullivan. Like I said, I think it just makes more sense. And what Sarah Otako was saying about Van Allen being ready, I think that makes a lot of sense too. So Sully actually hasn't been a good playoff performer. Holy crap. 6 points in 23 playoff games and minus 16. God damn. Yeah, he's not been a good playoff player anyways. So best of luck to Steve Sullivan in free agency. And then Ladislav Nagy will come back probably. And 3 years is not bad. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it for now. We could easily trade him away if we need to. Let's advance today and see if all those guys that we offered accept. And we should be good. We should be good. All these scouts are signing, of course. Yep, Brody's in. That's good. Brody's not even AHL eligible yet, but he did get his ELC, which is good. All right. Sedin did not accept that 8-year extension, which kind of is annoying. We will give him $8 million for 8 years then. I honestly don't care how much he's going to get paid. Like I said in this series earlier, he's like the future Pekka Rinne potentially, so he has a high ceiling. We got to lock him up. So let's do 8x8, and that should be good. Nagy also didn't accept his extension, so we will have to overpay a little bit on him, but I'm okay with that. He'll have a movable contract regardless, if for some reason it doesn't work out. More of our scouts are accepting, of course. Looks like Nagy did resign based on the notifications. We're just wanting to know about Sedin. Sedin rejected 8x8. He has been a little bit problematic with that, but that's okay. Like I said, I want to just sign him up long term. So that way we won't have to deal with him again, basically, in the rest of the series. So we'll try 8x8.5. I don't really care if I overpay on him. But yeah, he's still the future of this team. Like for Stieg, I don't know if he will make it to the NHL as a starter in the remaining years we have left of the series. So let's advance another day, see if Sedin will accept the 8.5. Looks like he did, which is great. Because obviously, like I said, that's our cornerstone goalie. And we are good to go, I think. All those guys are qualified. I honestly don't really know what we're going to need for next season. I don't know if Jimmy Howard's going to be ready as a backup. He could be. There's a chance. Or he could be the AHL starter for 1 more year. So we might need a backup goaltender. Defensively, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Brooks Orpik. Our defensive core might already be set in stone. But then again, we probably will miss the playoffs with a defensive core like this. But Trevor Daley being our number 1 is good. Corazini and Weber being in the lineup is nice. Weber should develop quite well throughout the season. Suter, Jacques, Seabrook, and then yeah, Orpik would be depth, I think, at this point. Is he listed as a depth defenseman? He is. I don't know why it's showing him on the Minnesota Wild. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's probably because he's qualified as an RFA. But anyways, that defensive core is pretty much set in stone, I would say, at this point, unless we decide to upgrade somebody. But I don't want to move anybody here out. So, in terms of forwards, right now we got Van Allen. We got Svatos. Winnick might jump up, but there's a chance he might not. He could be a 78 next season. So there is a chance he could make it, but we definitely got 2 forwards there. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 with Kopecky. And then 7, 8, 9, and then 10 with Lacosta if Lacosta develops a little bit more. All right, and then Jay McClement too. We might need a couple forwards as well. So backup goalie and a couple forwards, and that might be all we really need. So I will show you guys the free agent pool for next episode, because obviously next episode will be free agency and season start. So let's simulate to free agency and see what's available as Orpik accepts his qualifying offer. Same with Nathan Robertson, John Scott, Jay McClement, Travis Moen, Thomas Kopecky, Marek Svatos, Christoph Schubert as well. So the only one holding out is Trevor Daley right now, which is not bad. I think it's only Trevor Daley, right? Unless there's another one. Oh, Winnick as well. Is Winnick wanting a one-way deal? No, he's not. Well, let's just give him the two-way right now. Daley, what are you wanting? 4x4. It's not really that bad, to be honest. Daley's our best defenseman right now. And I'll keep it for now. Let's take a look at what's in free agency and on the trading block. Let's start actually by looking at the trading block, just to see if there's anything we could trade for, but I don't know if I would trade away any of my prospects anyways. But I'll show you guys anyways what's available, and you guys could let me know if there's anybody you would bring into this team. I will also actually take a look at this in this episode as well, at what trades happened at the deadline, or not at the deadline, at the draft, because there was a couple of trades I think I saw in the notification center, but I forgot to bring them to our attention. But there's some good players on the block, but like I said, I think we're trying to not rush our team's development too much, but obviously if we need to bring in a player, we could. We could even bring in like somebody like David Abisher as a backup behind Sedin. He is listed as a starter though, so it doesn't really make much sense, but we could always bring in a backup via trade if we do not see anything in the free agent pool, which I honestly don't remember who could be a free agent this year. A lot of prospects on the block, which is, once again, not something we're trying to trade for, really, too. So we might just need to fill in our holes in the roster with some other players via free agency. Obviously, we let go of a lot of players, so we could bring back some people from last season if you guys want to bring back, like, PJ Axelson, that type of thing. But don't have to. Let's see. San Jose's got Mike Smith on the block. I'm kind of surprised about that. I guess they're prioritizing... Well, obviously Marc-Andre Fleury's there. Maybe that's probably why Mike Smith is on the block, but I can't remember who the other goalie was. It was Vokoun, but I think Vokoun tested free agency last year, if I remember right. Honestly, have no idea. What else we got here? There's some actually pretty good players on the block, and some younger guys too, like this Brust guy. He's actually listed as a backup. Did he play in the AHL last year? He did. Marshall Bruss being 24 and playing in the AHL only in his career might not be a bad backup goalie option behind Sedin. I don't think he's going to be a starter at any point, but it looks like he could be a good backup. He also doesn't have the most value in the world. He could be intriguing if we really want to trade for a backup goalie. We also do have goalies in our system, but I'm not too sure if Jimmy Howard's ready to take that backup role or not. There's also like Josh Harding too, who's pretty close to being a backup, but he's a little bit, he's actually younger too. Similar overall, a little bit lower overall, but all right. And final thing, free agency, and also let's first take a look at the trades that happened at the draft though. Just because I did not see any I thought I saw that it said that there was trades at the draft. Maybe it changed over because I didn't look at it fast enough. I honestly don't know, but I thought I saw that there was trades at the draft. That's strange. Oh well. Let's look at available free agents. See what we got. So starting off with the goaltender, since we need a backup. In terms of UFAs, the best available is Roman Turek, 36 years old. You also have Ilya Brzgalov at 26 only. Rick DiPietro is testing free agency after we dealt him. Did we dealt him to the Islanders? I don't remember. I know I traded him. Oh, it was Carolina. Okay, never mind. But he is testing free agency. Has no teams interested in him at the moment. It would be funny to see him sign with the Islanders, though. Our former backup, Chris Mason, is there as well. There's not really too much. But if you see any backup you guys want me to bring in just for the memes or bring somebody back like Dan Ellis, let me know. Dwayne Rollison's also there at 37 years old, so he's still playing until he's an old guy, apparently. So there is the goalie situation. Then in terms of defensemen, not that we need defenders really, but Sergei Zubov is the top free agent. I'll also probably take a look at what teams have interest in these guys for fun. Wisnowski's also there wanting $10 million for 7 years because he's only 29. Tom Poti. There is some pretty good defenders this year. But like I said, with the young guys that we have in the system that are coming up like Shea Weber, I don't think it makes much sense for us to even upgrade our defense that much at the moment. But if you guys do see somebody that we should bring in, once again, let me know. And maybe I'll go and do that. So there's that. Nicholas Kronwall at 25. Damn, he only developed into being like a top 6 defenseman, but still usable. Huh, alright. In terms of forwards, what do we got for right wingers? Obviously Steve Sullivan, but Adam Deadmarsh is there. Vaclav Rada. Mark Recchi's there at 38 years old. It would be nice to bring in a good leader like Mark Recchi, but I don't know if that's something we need too much. Pat Falloon's still kicking around. Alright. Some okay right wingers. Not the craziest right wing pool. What about left wingers? Victor Kozlov? No, Vyacheslav, right? Yeah, Slava Kozlov. He's testing free agency. Jeff Sanderson as well. Yeah, the free agent pool is not super deep this year. There's some okay players. There's also some younger guys like Rene Bourque is there as a fourth line option. Might not be that bad because he's only 24 years old. Was drafted by the Blues. Got dealt, it looks like, early into his career to Atlanta. Hasn't played around too much. But Rene Bourque could be a fourth line option easily for our team. So maybe we're looking at bringing in Rene Bourque. Don't think he's going to do as good as he did when he was a member of the, I think it was the Calgary Flames or Montreal Canadiens, when he got a big contract. You also have Kunitz still in free agency. Not that I'd bring him in probably, but he is younger. All right. And then in terms of centers, the best available is Danny Briere. That's a pretty big one. He is only already 29, but Danny Briere testing the free agent market. You also have Bobby Holik, Jan Bulis. Looks like there's some okay centers. And in terms of free agents, Steve Yzerman being one at 41 years old. I'm kind of surprised he's still kicking around because obviously in real life he retired after the 06 season, I think it was. Alex Degg is still there too. Yeah, there's some okay centers. And obviously we could prioritize the younger guys like Mike Comrie even is not a bad option, maybe just to give us some depth to our roster a little bit. Final thing we got to do, let's take a look at what teams are interested in these top free agents. So starting off with Robert Lang, he has 3 teams interested. Detroit is amongst them. And Montreal, which he played for both those, so that's kind of cool. San Jose was the other one. Danny Briere has interest from Chicago in the Rangers. Not Dan Bulis, what the heck am I saying? Jan Bulis has interest from the Flyers. Dave Scatchard interest from Dallas. Jeff Halpern has interest from the New Jersey Devils. And Mike Comrie actually has some interest from the Edmonton Oilers, bringing on him back, I guess. Left wing side of things, Slava Kozlov has interest from the Washington Capitals, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the LA Kings. Right side of things, Chris Clark's the only one with interest at the moment, and it's New York Islanders. Defensively, Sergei Zubov has interest from 3 teams, those being Boston, Anaheim, and Pittsburgh. Damn, Boston having Zubov would be interesting. Anaheim as well, considering Anaheim obviously won the Cup in 07 year after this, and Pittsburgh would want to bring him back, it looks like. Wisnowski has 2 teams interested, Florida, Carolina. Tom Pody has interest from the Atlanta Thrashers. Dan McGillis has interest from the Calgary Flames. Jordan Leopold, also in the free agent pool, has interest from Colorado, which he actually played for right around this time, so that's kind of neat. Matthew Dandino has interest from Vancouver. Mark Streit has interest from the Blues. And finally, Yuri Sliger has interest from Ottawa. In terms of goaltenders, what about those? John Graham is the only one with interest. Our former backup has interest from 2 teams, those being the Phoenix Coyotes and the Buffalo Sabres. All right. So that's pretty cool. Anything else we want to do before we end this episode? I'm trying to think of what I want to make sure everything's set up properly. Do we need a new head coach for next season? I honestly don't know. I don't remember how good this coach was with her team. I don't think he was the best. I will show you guys the available coaches again as well, just in case we want to just upgrade our coach. But let's see, Emiliano Stokes might actually be a much better guy for us. 58% team fit already at this point. And he also has a lot of good ratings. So he's only 52 as well. So we could try and upgrade our coaching staff for next season as well in the next episode if you guys think it is necessary. But I think that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our National Predators Throwback 2000 franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the 2006 free agency pool. We'll sign some players to fill out our roster, and we'll get started with the 06-07 season. And we'll probably simulate a little chunk of it, maybe a good chunk of it, because obviously the fact that we only have like maybe 12 or so more episodes left, 13 episodes, something like that. I want to make sure we get a good chunk of this done, that we could actually maybe win a Stanley Cup before the series ends. So we want to make sure our team's still developing the right way, but we also maybe want to add in a couple of key leaders to make this roster good and win a Stanley Cup. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.